Wuthering Waves, in my brutally honest opinion, is outshining every single gacha game that's out right now. And there's no doubt in my mind that we'll continue to see this for the foreseeable future. I played a fair bit of gachas in my heyday, and I promise you that's not a flex. This crap's low-key a disease. But I've also played all of the big four: Genshin Impact, HSR, ZZZ, and recently within the past month, I've slowly gotten into Wuthering Waves. I took the time to see Wuthering Waves for what it is, and I drew up the conclusion that Wuthering Waves is the most well-rounded gacha game that we've had in a very long time. Now, what exactly do I mean by well-rounded? Well, Wuthering Waves, in my opinion, delivers and in some ways thrives in practically every aspect in what it means to be a gacha game compared to the other big four. Hence why Wuthering Waves is looked at as the #1 gacha game out right now. But for this video, I really wanted to dive into the things that I think Wuthering Waves blows the big four out of the water with. So sit back, relax, and let's glaze a bit. But before we do that, for those of you that are new here, my name is SmackSan. I make discussion-based and challenge-based content. If any of that sparks your interest, make sure to hit the sub button and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future videos. My community Discord is pinned in the comment section down below. And without further ado, let's get into this. One of the biggest things that surprised me with Wuthering Waves was its story. Now, we've seen with the big four that Hoyo games are capable of creating a good story, but their storytelling is by far the worst shit I've ever seen. Heck, I even made a video not too long ago talking about how Amphorius in HSR was actually one of the best stories to date, but due to their storytelling, it completely ruined it. And that's a typical trend when it comes to these Hoyo games. And to be quite frank, this is exactly what I was expecting to get within Wuthering Waves. Another story which I'd rather just skip because it seems like the industry gacha standard for stories are so low that we should just expect it to be a hot pile of doo-doo. But boy oh boy was I completely wrong. So many gachas either rush you through the plot or just kind of dumps pages of text in your face. But wuwa somehow gets it right. The story actually feels alive and engaging and gives you the real reasons to care about the characters. And speaking of characters, they're a big part of why the story works. They feel like actual people, not just units you pull for stats. The game takes the time to show you who they are, how they think, and how they grow over time. Every interaction, every cutscene, even small conversations between characters make you feel connected. It feels like you're following their journey and seeing them change alongside the story. The pacing is another thing that hits really well. wuwa doesn't overload you with constant action or non-stop dialogue. Instead, it knows when to give you quiet moments and when to hit you with the big emotional payoffs. Those bigger moments actually feel earned, and they hit way harder because the game takes its time building up to them in a proper way. In my opinion, what really makes wuwa's story stand out is how emotional it is. When characters reveal something personal or go through change or face a challenge, it actually lands. It feels real because the game has earned those moments by letting the story and the characters develop naturally. At the end of the day, Wuthering Waves doesn't just have a story, it has a story that actually matters, one that makes you want to keep playing, explore more, and see what happens next. It's immersive, it's satisfying, and it's a huge part of why the game feels so special to me. It was definitely something new to me. Experiencing a good story within a gacha game, who the fuck knew? Another major thing that Wuthering Waves does really well with is their world exploration. And let's keep it a buck here, they really needed to hit the ball on this one. We all remember how utterly terrible it was to go through Genshin Impact's open world. It completely felt empty and a slog to go through. Now, to point out, wuwa's world exploration in 1.0 was definitely a step up from Genshin Impact's, but 2.0 was really where I found it stepped up in. The overworld in 2.0 itself was packed with content. There are enjoyable puzzles to solve, hidden bosses to discover, and all kinds of secret areas that make every corner of the map feel worth visiting. You're constantly being rewarded for paying attention and thinking creatively about how to navigate the environment. It makes exploration feel exciting rather than just a chore. But to be quite honest, the thing that makes wuwa's world exploration so enjoyable is being able to fly everywhere you go. Now, with the newest version, even 1.0 areas allow you to be able to fly. It's such a simple but dramatic change for the positive. It makes roaming around and exploring new areas actually enjoyable, and also in turn this speeds up player progression when trying to 100% certain areas. Overall, flying was just an amazing quality of life upgrade. Another huge reason why Wuthering Waves shines is just how free-to-play friendly it is. And honestly, this is one of the biggest things that sets it apart from other gachas in the big four. First off, let's talk about pity. In most Hoyoverse games, the pity is set to 90 pulls before you're guaranteed that 5-star. wuwa cuts that down to 80 pulls. That might not sound like a huge difference on paper, but it adds up fast. Over time, you're saving a ton of resources, and that makes chasing characters feel so much more doable without having to spend. Then there's the weapon banner, and this is a game game changer. In other gachas, the weapon banner is a trap with multiple featured weapons and no true guaranteed for what you want. Wuwa fixes that. Here the weapon banner is actually guaranteed. If you're going for a specific weapon, you don't have to gamble endlessly. You know exactly what you're working toward. And that kind of transparency is huge for free-to-play players who can't afford to waste resources. On top of that, Wuwa is generous with its free income. Each patch hands out a steady stream of pulls through story content, events, exploration rewards, and login bonuses. It's not a trickle. It's enough that patch to patch, free-to-play players can realistically grab the characters or weapons they've been saving for. You don't feel locked out or like you're constantly falling behind if you're not swiping your card. And the best part, Wuwa's skill-based combat means that even the free characters you start with are strong enough and viable. You don't have to chase every banner to succeed. If you're smart with your pulls, plan a little, and make use of what the game gives you, being free to play and still building the team that you want is 100% achievable. At the end of the day, Wuwa respects your time and your wallet. With lower pity, guaranteed weapons, and a steady flow of free pulls, it proves that you can enjoy the game to its fullest without spending a dime. And that's something the gacha space desperately needed. Now we've got to talk about another one of Wuwa's biggest strengths, and that's their character designs in my opinion. In the gacha space, character designs are everything. It's what makes people pull, what makes them connect with the world, and what keeps them coming back. And honestly, Wuwa makes some of the best character designs I've ever seen yet in a gacha game. What makes them so good is that they're not just flashy for the sake of being flashy. Every character feels intentional. Their outfits, their color palettes, even the way they animate all tie back to who they are. You could take one look at a character and immediately get a sense of their personality, whether they're calm and composed, fierce and battle ready, or playful and lighthearted. Compared to a lot of other gacha games where characters can sometimes feel like they're designed just to sell banners, Wuwa's roster is cohesive. The designs actually make sense within the world while standing out enough to be memorable. There's this balance between style and functionality that makes them believable, but still exciting. Another thing Wuwa nails is variety. You're not just looking at slightly different spins of the same archetype. The cast feels diverse, not only in their visual aesthetics, but how the designs connect to their combat style. A character who feels heavy and powerful looks the part, while someone more agile and fluid has animations and outfits that reflect that energy. It creates a sense of harmony between gameplay and design that a lot of games don't always get right. And let's be real here, they're just simply cool. From their weapons to their animations to the finer details in their clothing, Wuwa's characters have this sleek, modern meets fantasy look that stands out from what we've seen in games like Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, or ZZZ. They don't feel like copies of each other. They feel like a cast that you want to collect, not just because they're strong, but because you're genuinely interested. At the end of the day, Wuwa shows that character design isn't just about making characters look cool. It's about making them memorable, meaningful, and fun to play. And that's exactly why their designs hit so hard for me. Another thing that makes Wuwa so great that I swear is slept on because I haven't heard anyone mention it before, I've got to bring it up, it's their music. Because it's honestly insane how good the soundtrack is. The soundtrack doesn't just sit in the background, it actually pulls you into the game. When you're out exploring, the music feels chill and atmospheric, like it's guiding you through the world. But the second you jump into a fight, it cranks up and gets your blood pumping. Boss themes especially, absolute fucking bangers. They make every encounter feel epic. And then there's the softer tracks during story moments. Those hit way harder than you would expect. And the kind of soundtrack you'd actually throw on outside of the game just to vibe to. For me, Wuwa's music is top tier because it makes every moment, exploration, combat, story feel bigger, more emotional, and just way more immersive. It's seriously one of the game's secret weapons. And lastly, I just wanted to say Wuwa's limited time events are actually heat. I'm not 100% sure if the quality has always been there within the recent patches, but having a tower defense mode is sick as fuck. But to just wrap up the Krispy Kreme glaze in this video, with the very small time I've had with the game, I've already noticed the big things that make this game great, and I fully expect the devs to continue to cook up some more heat in the future. But as always folks, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I always love making discussion based videos because that means I can interact with you all in the comments. So make sure you let me know what you think. Did I hit the money in this video or was I off the ball? Make sure if you liked the video, smack the vid with a like and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future videos. If you enjoyed this video, I'm more than positive you'll enjoy either one of these videos on screen. On the left, we talk about how as an ex-ZZZ player, I decided to give Wuthering Waves a shot and the game absolutely blew me away. And on the right, we talk about how Amphorius and HSR was their best story yet, but due to storytelling made it one of the worst. That's all I got today for you freaky frogs. Make sure you all take care. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace, peace.